live. We're going live here shortly. We'll just verify we got a little safety check here. All right, bear with me as I get adjusted. All right, all right. We're here at the local pond, Bethany Lakes, and I'm going to use this. It's 2.12 grams, I believe, little jig, along with the feather flight kingfisher, and it's an ultralight bait casting setup. For the rod, I'm using the Handing Magic L ultralight rod. It's the 4.5 foot version. And let's see if we can get a fish or two on the line here. I hadn't been here in a while, and it's definitely hot. I think it's in the 90s right now. And this thing can handle 1 gram trout magnets, so I'm pretty sure this 2.12 gram jig should work. But let's see how clobbered this place is, because this time of year does get clobbered with a lot of this green stuff that's growing everywhere. In fact, I do see a bunch of it out there right now. Okay, so bear with me. Let's just kind of walk up slowly. Got my polarized glasses on, and we'll see how this goes. Okay, it's working nicely. Let's do it. Oh, shoot. Just scared up, I think, a bass just nearby. Okay, let's try this again. All right. Oh, man, that one went fast. Got some bumps there. All right, let's see how this goes. Let's see. I think I need to move the jig over here real quick. All right, and I'm just doing the mobile fishing live stream. Yours truly is out here at the local pond. What we're doing is just testing out this lure jig setup for, well, maybe we can catch a fish or two. And I'm just using some ultralight bait casting gear. That's that Casking, or correction, the Feather Flight Kingfisher. And I'm just using some jigs that I picked up, I think, in one of the, I don't know, presents I got during Christmas. And I got a whole bunch of different lures that I haven't tried out yet. I might as well give it a try. All right, let's go. Oh yeah, 2 grams, not a problem. Now let's see if we can get something to bite. Just gonna do a slow, steady retrieve. It's very hot right now, so bear with me. Hopefully we'll get something on the line here shortly. I'll just slow the retrieve down just a tad bit and see if I can work a couple of the beds that I know that are out here. All right, let's kind of walk the area. Okay. Yeah. Oh, there's some movement over here to my left. Let's see what's over here. Okay, steady retrieve. Come on, come on. Nothing yet, nothing yet. All right. Let's try over here. Oh, shoot. I think I got the tree. Oh, got lucky there. Missed out on that one. All right, cool. All right, let's just work our way over. And again, this is that Magic Handing L ultralight rod, along with the Feather Flight Kingfisher. It's able to cast trout magnets, 1 gram trout magnets. I'm going with a 2 gram jig. Let's see. Let's see what's out here. Come on, buddy. Let's try this ultralight bait casting. We're in the heat of the day, so I don't know what the fish are going to be like this time of the day. But I'm hoping that we can at least get one to bite. All right, let me just walk over here. Try over here by the shade. Okay, definitely see in the water. I don't see anything moving about, but let's go cast it out here. I'm using 2 pound line, 2 pound mono also. So Really interested in just seeing this little simple jig. I think it's mainly used for crappie. It reminds me of a crappie jig. So, hoping that maybe something will take it over here fishing in a pond. Oh, I see some beds. Bluegill on beds, it looks like, but I don't see anything in them right now. Let me overshoot it and see if I can get a cast in between them. Maybe trigger a strike. Slow the retrieve down just a tad bit. No, I see the beds. It's like 4 of them, but I don't see any fish in them. So let's just move on. Keep popping away, and hopefully we'll get a strike here soon. All right, bear with me. I think I should see someone saying howdy in the chat. Hey, all right, howdy. Hey. Just out here on a hot day here in Texas, fishing a pond, some ultralight bait casting gear. And I mainly really just want to see, oh, there we go. Mainly want to see if I get a hit off this little jig. And it looks like I got a little bass. Actually, he's actually not a bad bass. Let me bring him in. All right, 2.12 gram crappie jig. Little pink. Oh, got a fighter. Go bank him real quick. All right, let's get him up here. Bear with me, I'm using 2-pound test, so I'm kind of being, oh, right there, he broke off. See if I can, oh man, he broke off and he took my lure. Oh, shoot. Okay, well, a little technical difficulties here. Luckily, I brought some more lures. So, in fact, I got more lures of that particular brand. So let's go knock that out here real quick. Bear with me as I clear this out. He broke it. And like I said, I'm using 2-pound test. Heat of the day, about 94, 95 degrees. And I just lost, well, he wasn't a bad bass at all. Maybe if you guys can take a look at it and maybe rewind it a little, you might get an idea of how big he was. But let me show you the lure I'm using as I retie. I pretty much just brought those lures. So let's see. Okay, so I'm using these crappie jigs, kind of pinkish looking, and these jig heads, and that's all I got left right now. I just lost one, and with the jig and the body, that's coming out to 2.12 grams, I think. And as you can see, a bass took one and he broke off. So yeah, I definitely have to play it by ear when I'm fishing 2-pound test line on this ultralight bait casting setup. And yeah, so yeah, but pretty fun catching fish using this setup, this bait finesse style fishing. It's pretty much bait casting, but with an ultralight spin to it. So you're casting gear that's 1/8 to 1/16, even lighter than that, lures, and you're able to cast it using bait casting gear. And with that, I think you have a better opportunity in some cases when you're fishing a pond that is heavily pressured, like in this case. Ooh, I got this off a little bit. This pond gets hit a lot with a lot of fishermen here, so you gotta sometimes play it by ear and see different techniques. And in this case, a smaller size jig, I believe, may help. So just lost a bass on this. I'm having a retie. I'm using this ultralight bait casting setup that can handle 1-gram trout magnets, but at this point I'm just using a 2.12 gram jig. I don't know what that correlates to from a ounces standpoint, but it's definitely lighter than 1/16 ounce when it comes to the 1-gram size. So hey, it's fun. Even though it's a hot day, I'm just gonna gut it out and see if I can get some good idea if this lure is one to try, because I believe it's mainly for crappie. All right. All right, so I got it almost retied. We'll get started here again here shortly. For those that just joined, just lost a bass. Ended up breaking off and taking my lure using this 2-pound test. I see some comments coming in. Let me go ahead and check those out here after I trim my line. Appreciate y'all joining today. It's just a impromptu mobile fishing live stream where I'm taking out ultralight bait casting gear. There's the setup. Feather flight casting or feather flight kingfisher, 2-pound test mono, and this 2-gram jig. Okay, and on the chat it says, "Have you caught anything? I just lost a bass. Love your bid, keep it up, and I just subbed." Awesome. And then, hi, is that a bait caster? Yes. It's the bait finesse style bait caster, and I'm using the Handing Magic L rod. It's rated for 1.5 grams to 9 grams and 1 to 4 pound test. So, and it cast this 2-gram crappie jig, no problem. Now I just got to catch another fish here. I just lost a bass just a moment ago. And again, it's the heat of the day here in Texas. We're in the 90s. I think it's like 96 right now. And hey, I've fished out in the heat like this before and caught fish, so I'm hoping I can replicate the same here with this setup. All right, let's just kind of walk our way over. All right, I do see a shady spot that I may cast toward here shortly. Did see some bluegill beds that looked interesting, but unfortunately I didn't see anything on it. Oh, there's something that tapped it. Oh man, I think that was a little bluegill. All right, heat of the day. Let's try casting over here where the shade is. A lot of times you'll get them lurking over here. Heat of the day, that change. Oh, something just swiped it again. Heat of the day, just that difference in temperature as well as the sun. Getting out of the sun sometimes gets a bite or two. Let's see. Oh, there's another tap, little tap, and then I think I see what looks like more bluegill on beds. So let me slow the retrieve down, and maybe I might. Oh, there's another tap. Oh, shoot! No, that wasn't a tap. That was a snag, and I'm using 2-pound test, so I gotta be very careful. I already lost that one lure. All right. Let's see. Love fishing. All right. Cool beans. Love fishing too. All right. Let's get this casted out. Okay. And one thing when you're starting out bait finesse, ultralight bait casting, and you're still learning, getting your thumb educated, it's different than bait casting with a normal bass rod and reel setup. It's much more prone to differences in weight as well as the wind. It'll mess up and you'll blow up into a bird's nest fairly quickly. What I tend to do when I'm first learning one is I won't put much line on the reel. So you can see there's not much line at all. I think right now there's about 100 turns, so not much. It definitely can hold more, but what happens is if you do break off or get into a situation where it does a big bird's nest, it's much easier to clear the bird's nest. At the same time, if you do have to re-spool, you don't lose as much line. So kind of kill 2 birds with 1 stone, especially when you're educating that thumb. All right. All right, for those that just joined, so far 1 bass got on, was banking them, and he broke off. Took my lure with me, and the lure that I'm using is basically this crappie jig right here that weighs 2 grams. Let's work our way around. Something new that I noticed, they put this little bird feeding little machine here. Looks like it's got some bird seed right there. That's pretty cool. That wasn't there before. Let's see, and then going by the canal, the feeder, or the canal, it's kind of looking down in there, and I see that it's not flowing much. This park that I'm fishing has 4 ponds. One off to my left that I was just fishing is called the main pond. where they stock trout during the winter. It's called the Horseshoe Pond or Pond C. That's just on further closer to the parking area. And behind these trees over this way is the lower pond. And then off to the right, further up this trail, is the back pond. So it's fun stuff fishing it. Now let's see if we can catch something. All right, let's see. All right, again, I don't have much line on there. 2-pound test, about maybe 100 turns. There's some hits. I'm feeling them tapped it. Oh, there's another hit. Shoot, got off. You can see the pond is, we get a bunch of rain the other day, and I think we're anticipating getting a bunch more rain with this next hurricane that's coming in the area by the Texas coast, which I'm over here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and we may get some remnants of the rain and whatnot. Oh, something just moved over here in front of me. Look like another bass, maybe. But, oh, no, right there. Got me a tree fish. Oh, man. Tree fish. At least it wasn't one on land. All right. I only got this lure and one other jig left, so I got to be very extra careful. I already lost that one to a bass that broke off. Okay, let's see. All right, let's keep going. Okay, and again, ultralight bait casting style. Basically casting with a bait casting reel that can handle ultralight lures. In this case, a 2-gram lure. Okay, there are some other ones that I have, but this one seems to be able to cast the lightest lures, 1-gram trout magnet. The other ones are mainly 1/16 ounce, if not 1/24 ounce. Let's see. What's your biggest bass? 7-8 pounder, I think it was. Yeah, I caught it at a pond in Oklahoma using the Scorpion BFS XG and another ultralight bait casting setup that I use. 4-pound test, and I was using a vintage lure that I picked up at an antique store. I just wanted to see if we could catch something, and lo and behold, first fish I caught with it was that nice bass. I think I've got it in, if you do a search on the channel, COAF, and then I think largemouth bass PB or something. It may be in there. The thumbnail shows the bass itself on the front, and then a picture of the Scorpion BFS XG setup that I use. Again, bait casting, ultralight, 2-gram lure. 1 bass so far that I lost. Okay, and I probably should slow down the retrieve because it seemed to do well with the slow retrieve earlier when I got that one to bite. So let's just slow it down a little bit. Okay. All right, I'm seeing some more comments. Let me pause and check the comments here. Okay. I've been watching and surprising from South Carolina. Yeah, all right, cool. South Carolina. Okay. Let's keep going. All right, and this is just basically a crappie jig. And I'm going to slow the retrieve down, see if I can maybe find some bluegills on beds, or maybe another bass that wants to strike. If you are interested in getting started in this bait finesse system style ultralight bait casting, there's a bunch of opportunities now. Before, when I first started, a lot of the rods were costing, and reels were costing some stupid price, like $300, $400, $500. I got started when someone had mentioned being able to cast ultralight lures with a bait caster designed to handle that, and I held off until I found out about the Cast King Zephyr BFS reel. It comes with a clicker as well as a no reel clicker, and that one's nice because you can get it for under $100. I think it's like 60, 70 bucks. And you can pick up I think I used the Bass Pro Shops ultralight, microlight fiberglass rod that's very whippy. It's got a action, and That one is how I got started in this ultra. Oh shoot! I think I got a turtle. Yeah. Oh man. Oh man. Broke off. And that is now down to my last lure. Okay, well, very tough 2-pound test. Can't horse it in, and turtle grabbed it. All right, let me take up some line. Anyways, yeah, you can get started in this for under $100. And if it does take, next thing you do, you'll get the bite, and you end up buying another one. But isn't that the case with a lot of fishing gear that you buy? You get hooked, and then next you know, you got to get the next thing. So it happens. All right, let me clear the line on that. And you can see this is the last lure I got. I have more of the body. I just am down to the last jig head. So this is the jig head I'm using, and this is the body. This little basically crappie jig here, right there, like a little grub with this funny tail thing. And when I do these, I usually just go light and pretty much fish either till I'm found a good stopping point, or I run out of lures. In this case, I may be running out of lures before I give up today. So, all right, let's grab the lure. I've used these before, jigging for crappie, and they work really well, especially in this green colored one that worked well, but seems to be working okay, at least for one bass this round. All right, so I'm just gonna get it on there. All right, so let's go tie it on and get started again here shortly. Did not expect the turtle to grab it, or maybe I snagged it, but I was not anticipating that, especially with the with this ultralight setup and 2-pound test line. So one thing with the Casking Zephyr BFS reel, it is a good starter one to get started in at an economical price. There are some other ones that are available that you can pick up on the internet. There's some other YouTube channels that'll probably explain it better than I can on a live stream. But there are some other opportunities out there. Just from personal experience, I've got 2 of the Bait Finesse Casking Zephyr reels, and I've been very happy with it. One of them I modified by adding a high-speed spool bearing that allows it to definitely cast lighter lures. I take it about 1/16 ounce, but with that high-speed spool bearing, I'm able to get 1/24 ounce. With the Kingfisher, out of the box, 1 gram trout magnets, no problem. And this is 2 grams right there, no problem. All right, so let's go and do a quick cast, and I'm gonna move on to the next pond, the back pond that I mentioned earlier. And hopefully I won't get any more of these turtles to take my lure, because like I said, I'm down to my last jig head. Came with 3, lost 2. All right, oh, something just moved below me right here. Maybe some bluegill. Okay. All right, probably need to slow the retrieve down some also. Seems like all the hits I've gotten have been a slower retrieve. So let's see what this does. Slower retrieve. Come on, come on. Oh, there's a pop. Something tapped it. I felt the tap. That's one thing also about these ultralights is you can definitely feel a strike when they take. Let me adjust this. I think I've got the hook too far back. There we go. Let's try that. I think I see some more comments. Let's see. Hey, everyone watching this morning from South Carolina. Have patching some big slab bluegill. Oh, nice. Nice. All right, well, hopefully I can get a bluegill or a bass on this baby. All right. And if any of y'all have got some tips on the Bait Finesse style stuff, put the comments in there. I'll call them out and see if folks have some additional things, because hey, it's one of our mottos of the channel that we have is to learn by our trials and errors. So learn to fish by our trials and errors, and usually have made a lot of trials and errors over the years. And every once in a while, I'll catch a fish. All right. Okay. And of course, I'm coming at the heat of the day. It's about 96 degrees here, and it is definitely hot. But I just had an itching to go hit the local pond, and that's my excuse, is we need to test this out. I'm seeing a lot of turtles, lots of turtles out here. Okay, slow retrieve. This one over here, this section here is, another snag. This section over here tends to be more shallow. I may lose this. Shoot! Oh, bummer. I may lose this one. Okay, let's see. Let me pull back, and if it breaks, oh, nice. If it breaks, I do have some more lures in the car, a little pickup. So that's the backup plan, is force myself to walk back to the parking area and switch out and maybe put an inline spinner. All right, let's see what we can do, though. It's still fun, ultralight bait casting. Okay, so over here, it used to be deeper, and then a lot of this is eroded, and now you've got a little hump section here. Oh, those turtles and that duck is over here. There's a nice little shallow area, and in there are some pockets that I've seen some fish lurking in the past. Water's really green and murky right now. Okay. All right, nothing yet. Okay, let's go out here. I'll slow the retrieve down again. Come on, Ghost Rider. Let's have a strike. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, let's do this again. All right. All right, so on the channel, I've been posting a lot of these dad joke videos. Some of them taken off, some of them haven't. There's also posting some tip YouTube short videos, just talking about some tips, some fly tying stuff that I've been, oh shoot, oh cool, thought I lost it, that I've been using to kind of demo some of the fishing flies that I've been using. There's going to be one that I'll be working on, which is a slab and jig rig. I think I'll do it on Amazon first, and then I'll repost it on YouTube. That one I'll describe the slab and jig rig that I like using when I go kayak fishing, trolling. Oh man, another turtle. Jeez, let's get out of this turtle area. And what's nice about that slab and jig rig is you can bottom bounce it on the bottom, or you can troll with it. And the way I set it up is it's got a about 30-pound main line, and then 15-pound I guess other line that I use to attach the slab as well as the jigs, so that if I do get hung up, I only lose the slab or the jig, and I'm able to basically retie and keep going fairly quickly again. And you know, you only have limited time a lot of times when you're out at the lake, and you can get retied fairly quickly. The other thing is I use a sabiki style rig or setup that uses the uni knot to attach it, and that also allows me to swap out things a lot quicker than the old way I was doing it, which was your traditional dropper rigs. And yeah, it was much slower. Now I can retie them fairly quickly. Okay, let's go over here to this other side over here. Definitely getting hot, and definitely impressed with the capability of this combo. Feather Flight Kingfisher. They do make another one that basically is called, I believe, the Cormorant, also made by Feather Flight. And that one, I believe, takes a lot of the oopses that they had with this setup. It doesn't have a reel clicker. I think the the magnetic brake system, you have to tweak a little bit more on this one compared to the Cormorant. And they say that one is much improved compared to this one. But yours truly went with this one because, well, it was on sale. And plus, they weren't offering the Cormorant yet. Anyhow, I'm having fun. There was an earlier video I posted, beginning of the year time frame, where I'm using this setup to fish for trout, using a trout magnet, that 1 gram trout magnet. So I think if you do, COAF and look up trout and this Kingfisher bait finesse style reel or whatever, I think that should get you to that video. All right, definitely hot. Okay, slow it down a little bit. Okay, nothing yet, nothing yet. All right, let's go back this way. All right, come on, come on. Talk to me, talk to me. I'm going to keep working this back pond area, and then as I get closer to the feeder creek, it's going to be off this way. Kind of play it by ear. Okay, let's do a quick cast over here. See if something's lurking in this area. Okay. All right. Okay, let's go take a look at the comments. See, make sure to like. Okay, nice. All right, let's keep going. And that's fishing. You know, a lot of times you come out and you're not sure you're going to get a fish or two, but hey, you're at least out there. Give it a try. And sometimes I get asked, when's the best time to go fishing? Well, the best time is whenever you can. A lot of times, a lot of stuff gets in the way. Day job, personal stuff. So bottom line, go fishing whenever you can. You can look up tables and all that and all these forecasts and whatnot, but you know, sometimes that works. Other times it works even better that you just went out and lo and behold, there you go, you got a fish. Wouldn't have got it if you stayed home. So that's my tip for the day. Best time to go fishing whenever you can. All right, let's see if I can get something over to here to hit. Yeah. So I did get asked how to fish I think it was a super duper. And what I do with a super duper is I'll tie the line directly to the little snap that comes with it. It's not a snap swivel, it's just a snap. And it's meant to be fish slow. So I initially start out with a slow retrieve and see how that goes, and then I'll adjust a stop and go retrieve. Other times there's a countdown retrieve where I cast it out and count sometimes as high as 6 to 10 before I start reeling it in. And then I start doing a slow reel, and boom, lo and behold, I get some trout on there. So you do that, and as you maybe switch colors and whatnot, or different sizes, that may work. And then the bottom line at the end, you can just say you weren't out there to just catch fish. You were out there just to enjoy the time outdoors. That's the excuse that I've been using. All right, this is the culvert that tends to hold some bluegill and bass. It's kind of shaded, so I'm anticipating you might be able to see a fish or two. In fact, I just saw something hit on the surface at something. So here, oh, there's a hit. Nice. He feels good. All right. Oh, let's not lose him. It's my last lure. Oh, snapped me. Oh, this 2-pound test is brutal. Okay, so decision. Do I end the stream since I ran out of lures, or do I run back to the little pickup and maybe throw on, I think I've got an inline spinner in the vehicle, so I think I might do that. What do you say? because, dang, that was 2. Let's see. Any comments? Let's see. Make sure to like. Oh, okay. All right. So, I just lost 3 lures. That's the last one that I just lost, and it looked like, I think that was a bluegill. I got a glimpse of it with polarized glasses, and well, yeah, I think it was a bluegill. So I'm gonna head back to the car, or the pickup, and I'm gonna swap it out with another lure in there. I don't know. I'll pick out something once we get there. Okay, so bear with me. We got a little technical difficulties. I ran out of the little ultralight 2-gram lure that I was using to fish with this baby right here. But luckily, I maintain more lures in my vehicle. And I just got to walk back there real quick. I probably should have put it in my vest here, but I kind of was trying to force myself to stop once I ran out of lures. But as you can see, that didn't work, because I'm going to keep going. And it's the old adage of, especially when my kids used to go with me, I would tell them 1 more cast, 1 more fish, 10 more minutes, 5 more minutes, whatever. But it'd be like an hour or 2 later before we actually left. So in this case, I think I'm reliving that moment as I'm going to head back to the vehicle and pick up another lure. Okay, and this is the setup I'm using right there, and it works really good. Just this 2-pound test can be really brutal. You got to be very careful with it. And I lost that first one as I was bringing it in. I was banking it, and right over there on the shore, he ended up swimming off with it in his jaw. So hopefully that'll come out. And then hooked onto a turtle, and he broke me off. And then just now I had I think a nice sized bluegill, and he broke me off. So let's go head back, and I may swap this one out with the other setup that I have, just to see how that goes. Okay, let's see. Fish but yellow. Oh, I'm not sure what that means. Fish yellow. Okay. All right. Bear with me. I got to get back to the vehicle. Got different lures in there. I think I may go with an inline spinner. Let me just dig through the gear and see if I can find what may be lurking there. All right, because if you're a fisherman, I don't know. Do you guys normally keep extra gear, be it fishing poles and fishing lures in your vehicle, just for that opportunity that may happen, where you have a chance to go fishing, and because you brought your gear, you're able to do so instead of having to make a run back to the casa and pick up your gear? I tend to do that, especially when I'm commuting and the traffic is just brutal. There are some definite spots to hit on the commute that I could probably pick up a fish or two fishing some of these city parks and ponds in the Metroplex area. All right, almost there. I'm parked over here at the parking lot. And I made it to the back pond. So I think I'm gonna go with an inline spinner. I'm pretty satisfied that jig setup is good. May try a different, actually no, I'll have to go look. I believe I have some more of those jig heads with the chartreuse color. And if not, I do have some casting gear where I can mold me or pour me a few. Yeah, I think the hooks that I have though may be too big, so I may have to swap, or actually just pick up some new ones over there at the Cabela's or something. Okay, bear with me. This is the gear I'm using currently, and I think I'm going to swap it out, put on the that Casking Zephyr BFS reel This one doesn't have the reel clicker. It has, it does have the high spool speed bearings that I put in place of the stock ones. Mainly did that because I wanted to see if that made a difference, and it does. Allows me to cast 1/24th ounce lures instead of 1/16th ounce lures. So just a little bit lighter, not as good as this one does. This does the 1 gram no problem. All right, almost there. Let me go ahead and break this apart. It's a 2-piece. Okay. So, all right. Okay, almost here. So I used to have a green Toyota pickup that was over almost 30 years old, almost 300,000 miles. It only got wrecked. Someone crashed into it, so I replaced it with this Tacoma. I've been happy with it, and it's pretty nice that it's got one of these seats that I can store my stuff in. All right. Okay. Let me just lay this one down. All right. So underneath here, I've got another set of gear. Ah, here it is. This is the little crawdad lure I used the other day. Oh, here we go. This is that one lure that I got, vintage one that I caught basically an 8-pound bass with. All right there. And I got a mix of some homemade DIY lures along with ones that I purchased. So we're just going to go ahead and with this one because it's rigged up. And I'm going to go ahead and bring some extra lures right here. Put it in my back pocket. And we're going to go fish this. I caught some bluegill the other day. Posted it on some, I think a YouTube short. It's basically the Rebel teeny weeny lure. I believe it's the Rebel Crawdad. And there it is. Right there. And this is the Casking Zephyr BFS reel. And it does not have the reel clicker. So it doesn't make a noise when they're pulling out the drag, but it does have the high spool speed bearings. And the rod is a short rod. You can see I keep it underneath the car seat or the little pickup seat, and it right here. I got this one off I think Cabela's or Bass Pro, I forget. Okay. All right, let me just get everything prepped. Okay. I think I got it tangled already. Okay, there we go. All right, it's a short rod. Oh, let's see. What's it say? 6 to 12-pound test, handles 1/8 to 1/2 ounce lures. I'd say it's about 3 feet. Yeah, I'd say about 3 feet. Not very big, but it's perfect for these little quick trip things. And in this case, I'm just going to take it out here. And this is another bait finesse style setup. And this one has 6-pound test. One thing you got to be careful with the Casking Zephyr is if you go with 4-pound or 2-pound test, there is a tendency for the line to go into the spool and the side plate. So you got to play that by ear. You'll also do this with 6, but not as much. And well, let's just see if we can get something with this setup. And since we lost out on our lures, I think I see some more comments. Let me answer the mail. Fish, but it's a puffer fish. Oh, okay. Shark. Okay. No shark. All right. So let's go and give you a better view, and let's see what we can catch with this, and then we'll call it quits. But I did what I wanted to find out, which was you can cast something with that 2-gram lure. And now I'm going to fish this crawdad lure. Okay. Oh, there's a lot of junk in the area though. This may be a little tough, but we'll give it a try. All right. And this one I believe weighs about 1/16 ounce. So, oh no, 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 no. Thought that was a hit. I'm just tweaking the spool. See if I can get a little bit more smoother cast with it. Feel a little tightness with it. All right, okay, that's better. Okay. The lure does a nice wiggle. At this point, I would just kind of reel it in slow and keep that wiggle going. You know, I like the way you wiggle, wiggle. Or what is it? What's that song? My money don't jiggle, jiggle, it folds. I like the way you wiggle, wiggle for sure. Yeah, love that. Love that one. We got a little wind, so the wind may be hard to hear me, but well, we're here to catch fish, so let's just catch a fish. Okay, so I swapped it out with a shorter rod and the Casking BFS reel, Casking Zephyr BFS reel, casting about a 1/16 ounce lure, bait casting style. And you can see I'm casting out there. And now I just need to get something on the line. Here's where I lost that first bass. Ended up taking my lure. And then I only brought 3 of those crappie jigs. And ended up losing that one to a bass, lost the second one to a turtle, and then the last one, I think it was a nice sized bluegill that broke me off. I'm using 2-pound test line then. Now I'm back to 6-pound test, so I can maybe horse them in a little bit more and get them to strike. All right, well, we just kind of work the bank here. Wind's kind of picking up a little bit more, so kind of cool down a little bit from that 96-degree temp that we had, or I think we currently have. Anybody have any more comments? Let me check the chat. Nope, none. All right, we'll keep going. All right. Yeah, it's kind of tough. I'm just using my phone. Got it on a harness that's sitting on my neck and chest. And I'm just basically live streaming. I do have a live mic to help with the sound, but you know, it's not the greatest, and it may mess up with the pickup in the wind. Oh, there's junk here. A lot of junk in the trunk here. Let's get this one cleared. Let's get that one out there. Oh yeah, that one went pretty good. So I don't feel any limitation with the with this setup. I do like the ability to cast ultralights using a bait. Junk. Using bait casting gear. If you do go really light with that 2-pound test, just bear in mind, you got to be careful. It may break off on you. So, I do check the line often when I'm using ultralights, just to see, and I'll do a retie, because I've had it before where they've hit and, well, they broke off. Little abrasions enough to get them to break off on that light line. All right, let's keep going. All right, and then I am monitoring the chat, see if there's any call outs, tips that you got. I'm listening, and I'll definitely read them out so that folks that are on the call, or correction, on the live stream can also partake in the education. Again, that's our motto for this channel: learn to fish by our trials and errors. And errors seem to happen a lot during these trials. That's part of the fun. All right. And some lessons learned this round is you can use a crappie jig pond fishing. It's kind of like using a road runner. Okay, not doing well on this guy. I think it's time to switch to an inline spinner. Let's see what I got in the tackle box. It's the impromptu tackle box that I keep in the Toyota, the Daco. Yeah, I really like the old Toyota that I had. It was a manual stick and put a lot of miles. Still getting 30 miles to the gallon too. So that was really nice. So this new one, it's more like 26 on the highway. Not as good as the old one, but it's the way it is. Here's a Mepps spinner. That looks promising. Got some. Oh, here we go. Oh no, that's too big. Got old vintage spinning inline spinner as well. Let's see, and then I think I've got another rooster tail buried in here. I think that's a rooster tail. Looks like a rooster tail, but it may be an off-market one that I picked up at Walmart. Yeah, it is. All right, let's go with this guy right here. Mepps Anglia. Let's see what that baby can do for us. I was using a copper-bladed Mepps Anglia, the one that you use for trout. It's doing well with it with some bluegill at a pond that's down the road from me, and then another one that's over there by my place of work, my day job, and that tended to do well over there. There's some nice sized bluegill. The other day I was suspecting that there may have been fish down on the bass side, but when I took the water wolf camera out there, got a good glimpse of some nice fingerling bass that were hovering down below near bottom, and that was a good sign to know that, hey, this pond may be able to come back. Now that I know that there's a fair amount of fingerlings in the pond. All right, I'm just cleaning up the old knot here and putting the new knot on, making sure everything's in place. Okay, let's do this. Mepps Anglia. Okay. Just get it casted out. This one weighs 1/16 ounce, like the rooster tail. I'm gonna reel it slow enough to just make sure that the blade's turning, and then other than that, hopefully hold on. Oh shoot, I'm getting bit by some ants over here on my foot. All right, let's get that done. Whew. Oh, look at that. Look at all that junk in the trunk. Ah. All right. And here I'm just using a short rod, BFS style casting Zephyr. And I'm gonna reel a little bit faster because I know there's a lot of greenery hugging the bottom in some of these spots, and I don't want to get clobbered with it. So I'm gonna speed up the retrieve just to make sure I can keep the lure out of that and still be able to fish it. So not sure if I'm gonna get some vicious strikes on the surface or subsurface, or if they're just gonna kind of nip at it. But we're gonna give it a try. All right. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, let's work our way over. Adjust the camera for you a little bit more. Yeah, that way you have a better angle. Okay, let's try over here. I'll stay in the shade. I can feel that heat big time. Turtle just moved to my right. All right, come on, come on. Talk to me, Smalls. Okay, let's keep going. I'm gonna do like a run and gun technique right now. Just keep walking the pond. Just keep casting at different spots and just see what happens. Okay. And so far it's been two fish that I lost and a turtle that I lost. Broke me off. Okay. Let's see if we can fix that or remedy that with a fish that'll stay on this time. And now that I got that 6-pound test, I can be a little bit more aggressive in bringing that baby in. Okay. And again, this is the Casting Zephyr BFS reel without the reel clicker. So see, it doesn't, let me loosen the drag a little. doesn't click when it comes out. And I do have the extra bearing on it. That allows me to cast lighter lures than the stock one. All right, come on, come on. Let's go. We got people on the line here. They need to see some action here. All right. And again, if you have any comments, tips, whatnot, I'm listening. Just enjoying my time out here. Did not pick the best time of day to come out here. Probably could have went later in the day, but I've got some other things to do. And earlier I noted that I asked the question, what's the best time to go fishing? Whenever you can, because a lot of times you can't go. So you might as well go when you can. And right now I could go, even though it's 96 degrees. All right, come on, come on. I am happy though that I got a chance to see those little 2-gram lures work. So that was good to know. And then I'm happy to see that 2 grams on that that featherflight kingfisher. Just kind of reminds me that, hey, that 1 gram trout magnet's still good to go for this upcoming trout season later in the year. Because I definitely plan to go back out, get some more trout using that setup. It's the one that I had earlier in the live stream. And well, hopefully limit out on some trout using some of this ultralight baitcasting gear. I think a lot of people are surprised that you can cast light lures with this gear. And like, look at this, I'm casting it way out there. I'm using basically a 3-foot rod and 1/16 ounce inline spinner, and this thing's handling it no problem. Rooster tails, inline spinners, the MEPs, those all work good. The main thing you do have to adjust for sometimes, especially if it's a real windy day and you're casting into the wind, or if you've initially set up your braking system and spool tension to handle a lure that is dry, like in the case of these deer hair or feathers that are on some of these inline spinners. That extra weight, once it's wet, may need to have you adjust your pressure on the thumb when you cast it out. Other than that, do be careful when you're casting into the wind with some strong wind. Sometimes that'll cause you to get a backlash or two as well. But right now I'm good to go. This thing's casting nicely. I got it dialed in, and life is good. Except I just need a fish now. All right, again, here we go. Let's just show you. Right there, MEPs, 1/16 ounce, MEPs Anglia 1. The bait finesse combo here, short rod, bait finesse reel, and there it goes, out there. No problem. And I have caught an 8-pound bass using bait finesse gear. So be ready. A lot of times when you fish heavily pressured ponds, downsizing your lure may increase your strikes. Doesn't mean you'll catch more fish. Might have the same issue that I had where I'm breaking off and losing them. But it does seem to get more strikes at times because the fish are so used to seeing these other, I guess, standard size lures. So taking it down a notch, going a little bit light, may be a plus for you. I think I've got one. I think one time I came out here and caught like 17 of these bass, rooster tail, using a rooster tail, just working this main pond. Just went once around. I think it was earlier in the year, not this year, but I think last year. And I think it was like an eye opener that, hey, those inline spinners do work. Over here it's really shallow right now. It's sedimented over, or starting to get sediment over. But I do know that there's a little gap right about here, and then there's a little log that I'm going to go right over. Nothing was hiding. Hoping. All right, earlier we went to the back pond. I'm just going to work around the main pond and see what we get, and then I'll call it quits. Mainly just having a good old time out here. Okay, let's go out here. All right. Definitely hot. A lot of ducks over here under this tree. Holy cow, there's a lot of ducks. All right. All right, let me check the chat, see if anybody's got any comments. Okay. Well, oh, somebody wrote something that I need to get translated, but I think they mentioned MEPS. So, yeah, I'm using a MEPS inline spinner right now. Here in Texas, in 96+ degree weather. Just taking advantage of fishing when I can. Versus I probably should. Oh, right there. Right there. Yeah, he came up behind it. I thought it was a turtle at first, because the turtle was right there, but no, I saw him hit it. Taking a little line. Come on, come on. Okay, yeah. All right. Inline spinner, baby. Basilito. Okay. Let's get him here. All right, and I'm using 6 pound instead of 2 pound tests. I have a little bit more leeway with getting this guy in. Let me just grab him. I'm gonna lip him real quick. Come on. All right. Bear with me. Okay, I got him. Yeah, there he is. MEPS inline spinner. Ultralight Baitcasting gear. It's the Casking Zephyr BFS reel. And I'm using a short rod from Bass Pro Shops or Cabela's, one of the two. And I just got to get him off here. Yeah, he's not bad. Let's see. Maybe 13, 14 inch. Maybe. All right, let's let him go. Get bigger. Nice. All right. That was fun. All right, let me see. Any comments? Fish. Yeah, a fish. That would be correct. Mundo. All right. Oh, man. All right, we'll just work our way this way, and then at the end of it, we'll call it quits. Just kind of having a good old time out here fishing for whatever bites. In this case, it was a bass. And like I was saying earlier, I did get a couple of nice strikes, but I broke off on that little 2-gram crappie jig. And now I've had to go to the inline spinner, and I went with a 6-pound test line and a different gear. The other one was that Feather Flight Kingfisher on an ultralight handing, Magic L handing ultralight rod, 4.5 foot. Now I've gone to a 3-foot rod, Casking Zephyr BFS reel, MEPS Anglia, or correct, yeah, MEPS inline spinner. I don't think it's the Anglia. Oh, it is. MEPS Anglia. So it's got a gold blade on it. Oh, here, let's go over here. There's a bunch of bluegill beds in this here, at least about a month ago. I don't know if they're still there, but I'm gonna go and try it real quick. Don't really see anything yet, but cast it out. And this is the ultralight gear. So yeah, you can cast ultralight lures using bait casting gear. Just make sure you get the appropriate rod or the reel. Okay, come on. I do have the Scorpion 17. Yeah, Shimano Scorpion 17 BFS XG for extra gear reel, and I've got that one on a 6-foot handing ultralight rod as well. That one's a fun one too. That one I've used to catch a number of fish. I've also taken it out saltwater, fishing for speckled trout and sand trout on the Texas coast. Nice thing about that one is you do have to rinse it off still, but it does have sealed bearings, so you don't have to worry as much as other reels and whatnot. Ooh, something's chasing it. Something's chasing it behind it. Oh, come on, come on. Gah. It's a bass. Turned away. Shoot. Come on, Ghost Rider. Talk to me. All right. Oh, there's some junk here. All right. I'm going to try. Oh, there's a hit. Ah, I saw it. Looked like a little bluegill. All right. Let's try that again. Okay. And it's a short rod. And it's not limiting me fishing this pond. And the reason why I keep this short rod in play is fits underneath my car seat nicely. So it's ready to go anytime I can. All right, and let's see if I guess those bluegill aren't here anymore. There were some spawning bass that were hanging out here too earlier in the year, but I could see that they're gone. Spawn's done. It's now summer heat, or at least the hot, warm months schedule. So start early, go later in the day, but in some cases just come out. In my case, I wasn't able to come out early as well as not able to come out later. So I'm going fishing whenever I can, and right now I can fish right now. And hopefully the fish will cooperate. So they get one bass on the Mets, and I'm hoping to get at least one more before we call it quits. Okay. All right, let's go back to the main pond. That was the back pond. Now I'm going to the main pond and start working the other bank. And once we get done with that side, I'd say we call it quits. I think I need to go and run back to the casa and maybe hydrate, because it's definitely hot. Gotta stay hydrated. All right. Well, before I start up again, let me check, make sure I've answered the mail. Yeah, okay. All right. I'm just checking to see if there's any chats. I can't really know when someone's posted anything, so I've got to look down on occasion to make sure. So I don't want to leave you guys hanging. All right. Okay, let's go. All right. Earlier, this area was clobbered with a lot of that greenery. I also was catching a fair number of bluegill in this spot. They were over here with a bunch of nests and whatnot, and they were striking different topwater as well as some little nymphs that I was using fly fishing. But today, I feel like dusting off some of this bait finesse gear and enjoying just some fun time casting for distance in some cases. Like that one went pretty good. Using this ultralight baitcasting gear. You know, you guys have any questions on the gear I'm using or some suggestions and whatnot? Definitely open to them. I'm not an expert. I can only tell you what I've done and what I've experienced. And I'll definitely tell you yay or nay if there's something in particular that I'm aware of with a setup. Additionally, there's a lot of folks that monitor different chats and streams and channels that have a wealth of knowledge when it comes to this style of fishing. So do check out those channels, because there's a hit. Man, he tapped it, and this other one over here up close just jumped. Woo! I suspect that maybe they're lingering over here in this. There he goes. I thought there was one lurking there. There's usually something this time of day when it's really really hot that you'll fish these shadow lines, and a lot of times you'll get something lurking in that shadowy area. So 2 missed strikes already. Bummer. Come on, do better than that. Come on, talk to me. Come on. Okay, let's go. Do this again. Okay. And I tend to side cast when I'm using bait finesse gear. I can overhead cast, but I tend to do better side casting. And what I notice when I go with a longer rod, like a 6-foot ultralight rod, I tend to hang up on or snag something behind me because I forget that I forget what's behind me. And the next thing I know, I got this huge backlash. So with the shorter rods, like still 3-footer, as well as that 4.5-footer I had earlier, those are just basically yank and crank and just keep going. So I just do this, and just keep casting until I get a hit and kind of enjoy the moment being out here and using the old excuse, not about the fishing, not about the fishing. I just want to be outside, enjoy the outdoors. Yeah, okay. I'm guilty. I say that too, especially on those days I'm struck out. But today I didn't strike out. I got 1 bass and lost 2. So I'm still having fun. All right, here we go. Okay, and then like I was saying earlier, get your thumb educated on the particular reel that you're using. But when you're first starting out, sometimes, especially with the Casking Zephyr, you go with a full spool. You do have to make some adjustments in the casting as well, because that full spool with all that line will tend to spin a lot slower than ones with less line. So like right now, I do 75 turns of, in this case, 6-pound mono when I'm using this. And then when I'm first learning it, I'll go with something as short as 50 turns. And what that does is it allows me to, one, take care of any backlash that I get, because I can undo everything and then just retrieve all the line back again. And other times, if I do need to cut it, I only lost that 50 turns worth, and I can throw on some more fairly quickly. Wind's picking up, so may lose me with some of this wind noise. Okay. All right, so I'm going to work around to the other side of this tree, do some more casts there, work this bank, and then we'll call it quits. So I really appreciate y'all joining. The channel is basically various fishing related things. It's not just one thing, but I do tend to do more fly fishing a lot of times. But this time of year, I'll be doing pond fishing as well as kayak fishing. And I tend to do a lot of YouTube shorts, a bunch of these dad jokes I've been doing that, they're pretty fun to do. There's some funny ones out there. And then some YouTube shorts, tips, fly tying, quick tie fly tying videos, some quick trip videos, just showing you what I caught in a quick trip to a particular location. And then I'll do these longer ones like this, where I'm just doing a mobile fishing live stream right off my phone. I was using connecting it to my GoPro, and that worked well. Got some really good videos there, but you tend to get more views if you go vertical. So I'm going vertical right now. All right, well, let's just see if I can get something to hit over here by this tree. Okay. Now, I did an overhead cast in this case just because I needed to get by these tree limbs, but I typically do a side cast just like so. Okay, like that. And when I cast it, I'll hold it like so and then bring it back. All right. Some folks like to cast and have the reel on the same side that they reel. So let's see, if I had the retrieve where the reel handle was on the left side, I could basically cast and immediately start retrieving. But for some reason, I like swamping my hand. I don't know why. Same thing I do with fly fishing. For spinning rods, I'll go with my left. Fly fishing wise, I can cast left and right. So I don't know, just preference for some reason. I don't know. It works. Okay. Let's see what's lurking here. Oh, there he is. Shoot. Briefly on. I felt it. It was like a bluegill probably. That little quick tap that they do. And it's like he's got it, but he doesn't. and then he lets go. Well, that's what that was. All right, let's go back here. Kind of drop it over here. No. All right. All right, let's go over here and see what we got lurking here, maybe. Okay, nothing yet. Nothing yet. Yeah. So what do you ask a true fisherman if he's caught anything? The answer is nothing yet, because he's always going to catch something. It just doesn't mean he's going to catch it that trip. It's that positive mindset you got to keep. Basically, you got to anticipate that every cast is going to catch a fish. So you fish it just like you were expecting a fish to be on the other end of the line. And all of a sudden, well, you seem to, at least for me, I seem to do better, I guess. Yeah. All right, we're almost done. Let's just yank it a little bit more. Really appreciate y'all joining. I tend to fish normally where I don't say anything. Oh, there we go. But on these, I find that it helps to keep talking. Oh, yeah, here we go. All right. Another bass. I don't think he's as big as the other one, but it still counts. Still counts. Yeah, got him. All right, there we go. 6 pound test versus 2 pound test. Big difference. All right. Yeah, I think this one's not as big as the other one. But hey, he went for the inline spinner. Okay. Right there. And I'm just running and gunning, just basically walking the bank and casting and just kind of enjoying the thumb education that I have with this particular reel rod combo. And well, hey, it's fun, even if it is hot out here. Hope you guys are having fun too. All right, let's go around this and fish this portion of the wall, and then at this point I believe I'm gonna call it quits. All right, let's see, there's a lot of greenery there. One thing let's go over here. One thing I've learned over the years is this fountain, there's some anchor and some wire that you got to be careful of. I've lost many a lure to that little setup. So when you're casting, be careful. You may end up hooking into the fountain. All right. Here I've caught bass as shallow and as near the end of my pole here. Just kind of lurking here. The main thing is when you are fishing these locations, especially on a pond, you got to walk up slowly, carefully, and kind of stealthily come up on it, because you could spook them, and you'll be surprised how many are just lurking really close to the bank. I've caught many that have been really close to the bank that I was surprised that I caught them that close. All right, let's go over here. There's a lot of greenery here, so this may be a little bit tough to fish. I see one opening, and I know earlier this year there were 2 bass that had their beds here, that they were kind of chilling. So maybe something else may be lurking here now. Okay, let's get this one cast out again. All right. But that's fishing, you know, you're just kind of walking along, and then bam, you get a fish. And then you take it off and go to the next one. Of course, there are those times where you just get a fish every cast. I've had that happen before, especially fishing for white bass. Speckled trout, sand trout on the coast under the lights. Those are awesome. Those are really fun. And then other times where you're catching a bunch of croaker and whatnot for bait. Those are still fun. All right, I got me a little tree fish here. Tree fish. Okay, let's go ahead and work our way one more round. There's that thing that I tell you where I lied to my kids about last cast. 5 more minutes, one more fish, and 2 hours later, we go. I'm gonna do that to you. Instead, I'm just gonna go on the other side over here and do a couple of casts. yeah, I don't want to burn y'all out. Because, yeah. So there's something I remember hearing from way back when, that there is a saying about fishing. God does not subtract your hours of fishing or time spent fishing from your life expectancy. So therefore you live longer if you fish more. I forgot where I heard it. Some joke somewhere. But I tend to like that. All right. So all this fishing I do, hey, I'm getting some more life expectancy. Nice. All right. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just gonna do a couple of casts, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm gonna call it quits. It won't be another 2 hours. Okay. Because, yeah, I don't want to burn you out. All right, here we go. I'm going to reel it in slow, kind of work it over here to the... Oh, there was a tap. There was a tap. And, you know, when you do get a tap, that could keep you going for another hour easily. Slight nibble, a bump. Oh, yeah. That could extend the fishing trip by another hour or two just because you got that bite, or correction, that indication of a bite. Okay, let's go over here real quick. Cast it. Give you a good idea how well this thing casts. So 1/16 ounce bait casting reel, and I'm using a 3-foot rod because it fits perfectly underneath my car seat, a little compartment that comes with the new Tacoma, and I like it compared to my old one. I did not have that capability. Okay, let's see what happens with this one. Come on. Oh, there's a hit. Oh, okay. That was a hit. So I gotta cast one more time. All right, come on. I had to cast. I had to do it. It's just a thing. Okay. All right. So right now I've been counting, and this is 6 casts since I last told you when my first year. So this will be 7. Okay, that'll be 7. All right. And oh yeah, definitely can burn out your kids if you continue with this kind of fishing style, where basically you're just leading them on, saying that you're going to leave here in a little bit, but in essence you're not. And that'll be cast number 8 right there. All right there. Now, one of the things that they would key off on when they knew I was ready to go was I would break down my rod. So if it's a 2-piece, 4-piece, I'd start breaking it down and tell them we're going. They knew exactly then that I was serious about leaving. Other than that, if I didn't do that, they knew that I was still fishing. Well, today, at least in this situation, I don't have a breakdown rod. It's a 1-piece. So technically, I could technically keep fishing. That's cast number 11. Yeah, I probably could keep fishing. And I would throw them a curve because they wouldn't know if I was serious or not about leaving yet. All right? But I won't do that to y'all. All right. Appreciate y'all joining. Again, this is the Casking BFS reel. I've got a high spool speed bearing, and I'm using a 3-foot. It's from Cabela's, I think. Let's see, Graphite Series, Cabela's, or Bass Pro. I think they're all together now. And I was using an inline spinner, catching a couple of bass with it. And additionally, earlier I caught a bass and lost another fish I could not see, but I think it was a bluegill, using these lures where I ran out of the jig heads. It's basically a crappie jig. Okay. And I was using the the Feather Flight Kingfisher reel that can handle 1-gram trout magnets, and the hand